Welcome to Immigration Quicktake. This is Ellie Rutledge Silver with the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Late last Friday, U.S. District Judge Dolly G. released a decision in Flores v. Lynch, which ruled that children should generally be released from family detention within 5 days. Here to discuss the ruling and its implications is Melissa Crow, Legal Director of the American Immigration Council. Melissa, thanks for joining me today. What did Judge G's ruling say?
Judge G's ruling essentially said that the government is violating the agreement in Flores versus Reno, or now Flores versus Lynch. That settlement agreement sets forth minimum standards for the detention of children. And the court held that the government is required to release not only unaccompanied minors, but also accompanied minors within 5 days, preferably to the care of a parent, which might include the mother with whom the child is detained. One of the issues that the government raised in the course of this litigation is whether the Flores settlement applies to accompanied minors as well as unaccompanied minors. And the court held squarely that it covers both. So it is applicable to all of the children who are detained at Dilley, Carnes, and Berks, Pennsylvania.
Thanks, Melissa. Is there anything in the ruling we should watch out for?
Ellie, the court did give the government some latitude in the event of an emergency or an influx of children, and said that under those circumstances, the government might have a little more wiggle room as long as they process the kids as expeditiously as possible. I think the court made it very clear that this should be the exception and not the rule, and we'll be watching very closely to see how the government implements that piece of the decision.
What are the next steps on timing?
So the court gave the government until October 23rd of this year to implement its ruling. And we'll be watching very closely to see what they do to comply with the decision. We're a bit concerned because over the weekend, since the decision came down on Friday evening, we've seen a bit of an uptick in the number of mothers and children detained in the facility, and also an increase in the number of credible fear interviews that are being scheduled every day. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly the government releases those mothers and kids who've passed a credible fear or reasonable fear interview, and we'll keep you posted.
Thanks, Melissa, for joining me. For the rest of you, please stay tuned for more updates from the American Immigration Lawyers Association.